What's up, guys? So if you read the title, you might know what we're talking about. And if you don't know, this is a super sci-fi Terry Gilliam movie. And if you don't know who Terry Gilliam is, he's probably one of the wackiest directors known to man. Probably the biggest movie that he's done, or the one that people mostly talk about, is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the Hunter S. Thompson movie. Now, the big thing about this movie that I thought was really interesting was that you actually don't know if it's time travel or mental illness. Like, the movie's sci-fi in nature, but you can't really tell exactly what it is about. Like, you can't tell if everything is just in Bruce Willis's head or if he's actually, like, a time traveler. Like, the whole movie's like this big mystery and you're constantly asking questions till like the very end, then everything kind of comes full circle. I don't know if it was meant to convey one thing and I just didn't pick up on that, but it felt like it was either one or the other and it wasn't explicitly saying what it was. And I liked that it kept it like a mystery throughout like the whole thing. And overall, I'd say that I did enjoy the movie and I really liked it. But like I said, it's a Terry Gilliam movie, so there's a lot of shit that's just out there and in your face, and it makes the movie kind of feel really artificial at times. And that does happen quite a bit throughout the movie, but not to the point where it pissed me off. This time it kind of made the movie a little bit more fun and kind of digestible, but the big thing that took me out of the movie was Brad Pitt, which oddly enough, he got an Academy Award nomination for this, and I he was out there and he was really like being experimental with what he was doing, and you kind of like the quirkiness of the character a little bit, but there were some times where it was just like, okay, dude, that is just like way too much. And I know for a fact he wasn't like acting poorly, like he wasn't doing a bad job at acting, because Interview with the Vampire is a really, really good movie and he was good in it, and that movie came out a few years before this movie, I think. So it's like, I know he's got the talent, but this movie, I didn't think it really gelled very well. Like, I found it really like not aesthetically pleasing at all. Like, it felt like they just shot Brad Pitt out of a cannon and his personality just splattered everywhere. However, the movie was still cool despite the wackiness of it. Like, the whole premise of the movie is cool. Like, Bruce Willis is going back in time to figure out why the world is so shitty now. And the way the plot kind of unfolds slowly is really well done. Like, the pacing wasn't terrible. And especially like the futuristic scenes, like it had this really like weird biomechanical feel to it. It looked really cool, which again, it was a little bit goofy, but it was like appropriately goofy, if that makes any sense. But besides Brad Pitt, the rest of the actors were pretty good. Some parts were a little boring, but they immediately picked up with like, you know, some type of like, you know, plot development or something happening right afterwards. So the movie kept my attention the whole time, and I thought the ending was like really, really satisfying. Like, it's an ending that I'm pretty sure we've seen before, but the presentation, the way that it like kind of unfolded at the end, I thought it was really, really, really well thought out. And I think this was probably the most perfect ending that you could have had for a movie like this. Like, it wasn't all encompassing, but it answered the questions that needed to be answered, but it still kind of made you think. So I thought it was really good. One thing that wasn't bad, but it was just like a little bit out there and kind of annoying, was the music. It was just a little bit too in your face at times. Like, it didn't blend as well with the movie as I would have liked personally. And like I said, with Gilliam, it gets wacky, but I think this is probably visually his most refined movie that I've ever seen. Like, I thought it was a pretty good blend of his style, but it was rooted in reality, and I thought it blended together a lot better than some of his other movies did. Because he is a pretty experimental director, and I think that's kind of admirable. To be like he's kind of like that guy, like, you don't know where the line is until you've crossed it, and he's crossed it many, many times, but it takes a really creative mind to even attempt to do that. So I gotta give him some props for that. But anyway, overall, I'd say it was a pretty good movie. The ending kind of made the movie, though. Like, this is one of those movies where the ending is of the utmost importance. Because there's some movies that I have seen, like I recently did a review for The Witch, where I thought the ending was like the only good part about the movie, but it didn't make the film overall enjoyable. Like, I still had no fun watching that movie. This movie, however, it was fun, and then the ending just like elevated it to something that was way better than I thought it was going to be. So for a rating, I'm thinking I'm going for like probably a 7.4. Some of the stuff in the movie might not be your cup of tea, but it's cool to see something really imaginative just come to light and have it all come together in this really interesting ending. So if you haven't seen the movie, I definitely recommend it. It's definitely worth a watch. You might even have to watch it twice. But anyway, enough of my yapping. If you have seen the movie, drop me a comment, let me know what's up. Other than that, if you liked the video, drop me a like, subscribe, do all that other shit, and I will catch you guys later.